G'day everyone, Aussie Dollarman here, and I've got my Aussie dollar US dollar forecast for May 2025 that I want to share with you. Quick disclaimer, this video is for educational and informational purposes only. I'm showing you what I have in front of me in my trading, which is based on the work of WD Gann. I don't claim that it is infallible, but that's what I use in my trading and in my forecasts. You've seen some of my trades and forecasts on the channel already. I'm just sharing this work for those who may benefit from it. Bottom line is, do your own research. This is not financial advice, and always trade responsibly. Before we begin though, I just want to make a quick distinction between forecasting, which is what I'm doing here, and form reading. A forecast gives you an area to watch in time and or price. So you might have a date to watch, or you might have a price to watch, or you might have a specific price on a specific date. Once you've got that forecast and you approach that area in time or price, then you use form reading skills to look for low risk opportunities. So you read the market, you look at your charts and your signals from the charts. Different traders use different charts. I like the bar chart and the swing chart, but you use those skills to look for a low risk opportunity around your forecast, whether that's a date or a price. I can trade without a forecast, no problem whatsoever. In fact, the double top trade that I posted yesterday on this channel could have been taken by any trader with or without a forecast, but I never trade without form reading. That's how important it is. People love to talk about WD Gann and his forecasting record, but what they often overlook is that at the beginning of all of Gann's courses and books, you'll invariably find form reading techniques, and that's because they are so important. Forecasting takes a long time to master at all levels. I still have things to learn there. Whereas form reading, you can learn in a day or on a weekend. So I'm recording this video on the 30th of April. Yesterday, I posted some form reading work on the Australian dollar, US dollar, which led to a double top trade. So you can check that video out on the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, if you can click on the like button and leave a comment below, I'd greatly appreciate it. If you want to learn about form reading, in last week's episode of the Forex Form Guide, I showed this chart from page 46 of the Wall Street Stock Selector. There's a good chart to cast your eye over and meditate and reflect on a little bit. Gann lining up all of his charts side by side there. But the two best lessons on form reading, I think, are from number one, WD Gann's book, How to Make Profits in Commodities, which you can pick up from wdgann.com, and Safety in the Markets Active Trader Program online training, which you can see from that link there. I don't have any affiliation with either of those sites. I don't get paid for recommending that. That's just my opinion. When it comes to forecasting, the best forecasting tools that I know and that I use and that you're going to see in this video come from WD Gann's novel, The Tunnel Through the Air. It will take you some time and effort and energy to crack that. I have recorded it as an audiobook for those who would like to listen on the go. You can find the playlist for The Tunnel Through the Air on this channel. And for discussions on both forecasting and form reading, you can check out the Forex Form Guide, which releases 7 p.m. every Sunday, Sydney time. Let's get into the forecast now. It's for May 2025. As I said, I'm recording this on the 30th of April. That's a Wednesday night. Whenever I start a forecast, I always like to look one date back. In this case, that was the 29th of April 2025 high. That was the double top that I spoke about in the form reading video yesterday. That's already come in, so it's not included as part of the forecast as such, but that's my starting point. With these dates, I look for a high, low, high, low, high, low sequence. That can be interfered with occasionally. A few times a year, you'll get an inversion, which is an extra date or an extra turning point that gets slotted in, and that will reverse the polarity of the remaining pivots. But if and when that happens, you can usually be prepared for it, and all you do is change the polarity on your forecast, and you continue on with those dates. So the next area that I'm watching is for a low on the 2nd or the 5th of May, followed by a high on the 7th, a low on the 12th, a high on the 18th, and a low on the 25th, and a high on the 30th of May. So those are the dates that I'm watching in May of 2025. You can see that there are 6 dates there to watch. This particular cycle that I'm using here will give you somewhere between 4, 5, 6 turns per month. Now, obviously, they're not all going to be big monthly, quarterly, or yearly turns. They just can't be. These are 1 and 2 day swing chart turns on your swing charts. That's what I'm looking for there. And again, for each one, I will consider them individually, and I will use my form reading skills to look for confirmation that a turn is coming. I don't just get to the 7th of May or a day before or after and say, oh, it's time to go short. I look at the position of the market. I look at the sections of the market. I see what the market is doing. In particular, I like to look at the swing charts. Also of note, on this page, I've overlaid a larger cycle there, and on the 18th of month, that high is actually due to be a medium-term turning point. So for me, I define that as a weekly or a monthly swing. Now, looking at these dates, this is what I have in front of me as I trade throughout the month. My forecasting work is done. All I do now is use my form reading skills on these days to look for opportunities to trade. It's that simple. If we get to a date, say we get to the 7th of May, for example, and I don't see much happening there, I'll let that one slide. I'll come back to the 12th of May. Say not much is happening on the 12th of May. Well, of course, I'll come back around the 18th of May and I'll look for that high there. If I make a mistake and say the 7th of May comes in as a low, well, then I'll be watching for the 12th of May to be a high and for that to sync up with my bigger picture cycle, which actually falls in between the 12th and the 18th of May, but it will sync up with one of those two dates there. So these are the dates that I'll be looking at in May. I thought I'd put them up at the beginning of the month, and we'll keep an eye on these as we go through this month ahead in each Sunday night's episode of the Forex Form Guide. So we'll track the forecast as we go along. Again, remember the disclaimer at the beginning. This is not to be taken as a recommendation or as trading advice. I've been trading for over 20 years. I have my own trading plans. I have my track record. I know what to expect from this market and from these turns, and I'll trade accordingly. I put these up here as a little bit of recognition for what W.D. Gann's work can enable you to do, and as a little bit of a tribute to him. Gann's works, both his books and his courses, have had a massive positive impact on my life in more ways than I can count, so I do like to spread the word a little bit so that other people can find his work and benefit from it as well. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Again, if you wouldn't mind clicking on the like button and leaving a comment below, it does help the video to get out to more people. I'd like to wish you all the best for the week ahead and all the best in your trading. I'll see you in the next video. All the best. Bye for now.